The LA Chargers have more and more reasons to be excited, not only for the season, but for the draft specifically. That's going to be coming up here in a couple of days. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel all about the LA Chargers. Can't wait to see how they do this season. It's an unbiased look into your team because we love following Jim Harbaugh. Can't wait to see what he does in LA. Okay, I've got about three things that it's just like, man, the Chargers are headed in the right direction, and this is just outstanding. So I'm going to get to the draft specifically. More rumors, and it's crazy because every rumor is good for the Chargers. I haven't heard one. There's not a scenario that's not outstanding for the Chargers. We're going to get into a couple new rumors. That's like, oh my gosh, if that happens, are you kidding me? That'd be crazy. And it's not out of the question by any means. But I want to talk about Jim Harbaugh has been in the news the last couple of days. He got a tattoo. He said he'd get a tattoo if Michigan won the national championship. They beat everybody. He gets a tattoo. Love it. He's in his RV. He's doing things. He's just bringing attention to the Los Angeles Chargers, and it's great. I can't even think of your. I just did Staley. I know who knew what he was doing. Who cared, right? So you don't care about the Chargers coach last year. I just use him as an example. You're 500-ish. It's just like it's a forgotten about franchise. And believe me, I know all about it, right? Being a Lions fan, it's like, man, come on. I would love if on Sundays if we were competitive, and not just competitive but relevant, and we're playing meaningful games late in the season, and our guys weren't just like injured, and like that is what you want, and football will be so much fun, and it's going to come down to Jim Harbaugh. So Jim Harbaugh, I just love this. I want to just start with this. Jim Harbaugh is a strange man. Yes, he is, and that strangeness gets attention, and the attention is good, and you live with it because the dude straight up wins and you love it. And so here he is in his RV. The guy's dead serious. That's what makes it so great, is everything he did at Michigan, he was just like serious about it. The RV thing, he's dead serious. Like, he loves it. He's got an RV. He'll figure out the housing later. He's got plenty of money for housing, but you know what? I'm on the beach in an RV. What's up? So there's a unique aura in Harbaugh that attracts people to him. It's very well known that any football player that has ever played for him loves him, and that is absolutely true. So Harbaugh there, we know it's a big deal. Clearly, I mean, he just makes everyone wants to know what he's doing and know how he's going to do it. That's why we started this channel, is because it's like we saw him come into Michigan day one, year one. Let's just say year one, they improved dramatically. Remember, they had Rich Rod, Brady Hoke. It's just like, what are we even doing? Next thing you know, Jim Harbaugh comes in, the team's physical, plays well, disciplined in every game, hard to beat, good defense. You're like, what is going on? I love this. So, okay, let's take a look at the latest rumors. And the latest rumors when it comes to the draft are some we've heard, but some it's like, let's go. Love it. Okay, let's take a look at it. First thing is, there's a lot of people talking about how they believe that the first 4 picks in the draft will be quarterback. We've talked about this plenty. And what that means is that the Chargers will get the best player in the draft in Marvin Harrison Jr. You're that good, and you've been that good. He's been the guy since last year that, he's like, well, I don't know. Is he? He is. Like, Marvin Harrison Jr. would just be one of the best prospects, one of the most can't miss prospects in the last 5-10 years. I mean, that's just where he is. Now, if there's some different things being said. Now, that being said, this situation is not newly conceived one, as teams like Minnesota, Denver, and LA, or excuse me, Las Vegas Raiders, the most hated rival, by the way, for the Chargers. I found that out. I asked the question to Chargers fans, who's your most hated rival? Is it the Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders? By far is the Raiders. I love it. So all those teams have been circled as a potential trade up to that 4th spot. none of the first teams in that draft are going to trade down, right? Not the top 3, but that 4th spot, Arizona, what are you going to do? And like Jim Harbaugh says, this goes hand in hand with what Harbaugh's already been saying about how the draft starts at pick 5, 100%. Now, if you don't get Harrison, you get Nabers. Perfect. Here's a mock draft that PFF's diving into 100%. They're kind of doing their final mock drafts. And you can see up here, you've got Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. And then they don't have, now in this one, they don't have JJ McCarthy going until 9 to the Raiders. And the Raiders are sitting there right ahead of the Jets. And then 11, they don't take JJ McCarthy because he's already gone. They don't take Michael Penix Jr. either. So Michael Penix Jr. is sitting there. So there's a lot of different quarterback situations, but in this one, they get Malik Nabers. He's just as good as Marvin Harrison. It's like crazy. Like, you can't go wrong with what the Chargers are doing. Now, we looked at another draft where the Chargers move back, but this time it's later in the draft. And I think that is the rumor that we have to keep an eye on. We looked at them trading back in the 2nd round from an early 2nd round pick. They get rid of that. They go all the way back to the 3rd round, but they pick up multiple 3s, a 4, a future 1st. That is where the sweet spot could be for them to trade back. And again, every rumor that we see only benefits the Chargers. I've never seen anything like it because they've got the high picks, plus they've got a total of 9 picks. So they're going to be able to add guys, undrafted free agents, and really flip this roster and give it an energy boost that it needs. This offseason's been really weird because it's been exciting because you added Jim Harbaugh. But then it's kind of been boring, really. It's like a couple of older guys, couple of fill some spots. You haven't filled wide receiver. It's like, well, getting rid of your 2 best wide receivers and for nothing. Well, you get a 4th round pick. You get my point. It's been building to the draft. The draft is where everybody wants to see what can we do? What do we have in the draft? And that's where you go back here. They got 9 picks. So you start going through the picks and you get to the 2nd round. I want to show you. I don't know if it pulled it up. Yeah. Mike Sanders still corner. And you can get him in the 2nd round. But also in the 2nd round, you got all sorts of good players all over the place in the 2nd round. So you're going to get either through 2 rounds, you're either going to have 2 really good players or more because you trade back with the Vikings, you get their 2 number 1s. There's all sorts of things that can happen, but I really love what the Chargers are going to be able to do through 2 rounds. You go to the 3rd round and look at who would be there. Michael Hall Jr. So that's the defensive tackle from Ohio State. Love that. Then in the 4th round, let's just go one more here. Yeah, let's just go one more. All right, 4th round. Now, this is where the Chargers have a couple different picks. Running back, boom. Tackle, Christian Jones. So through 4 rounds, they're going to have 4 rounds, they're going to have 5 minimum. Let's say trade, I get it, but minimum good players. So it's exciting time for the Chargers. The rumors are all positive and can't wait to see what happens come draft day. If you haven't subscribed already to our channel, again, all about the Chargers from a Detroit Lions perspective, fans perspective, an unbiased look into your team. Would love if you subscribed, and we'll see all of you on the next one.